This program is made possible in part with support from the National Endowment for the Arts and the Alabama State Council on the Arts in partnership with the Alabama State Department of Education.
Good people, beautiful people, welcome to
Bloom City.
I'm Eric Rebel Jr.
And I'm Jamon Hill.
This is a collaboration between the Flourish Alabama and the Greater Birmingham Arts Education Collaborative. Today on Bloom City, we will be discussing Persona Part 1.
Yes.
Joining us for this discussion is the Bloom City cohort, BCC. Say what up to the people.
Hey, what's good, y'all?
Yeah, all right, y'all, let's get cracking. Today, in our Bloom City workshop, we will define what persona poetry is and discuss how it's different from personification. We will discuss empathy versus sympathy and its differences. And then we're going to write pieces from someone or something else's point of view.
But before we get into that, let's go ahead and start our affirmations.
All right, y'all, now we're going to do our affirmations. This is a great way for us to get centered emotionally and mentally. So I need everybody to take a deep breath in and out, and in and out, and repeat after me. I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am necessary.
I am necessary.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I am healing.
I am healing.
I am healing.
I am healing.
I am healed.
I am healed.
My being is a blessing.
Being is a blessing.
My 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 being is a blessing.
I am the sky
I am the sky
and more.
and more.
I am the sea
I am the sea
and more.
and more.
I am the most
I am the most
and more.
and more.
I am limitless.
I am limitless.
I am forgiven.
I am forgiven.
I am forgiving.
I am forgiving.
I am hope.
I am hope.
I am
I am
regardless. I rise
I rise
regardless.
regardless.
I am the uplift.
I am the uplift.
I am the flourish.
I am the flourish.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am alive.
I am alive.
Somehow,
Somehow,
some way,
some way.
if death was supposed to be
If death was supposed to be
at my doorstep by now,
at my doorstep by now,
it must be running late
I must be running late
because I am
because I am
alive.
alive.
Now that we've affirmed ourselves, let's get into our topics and tools for the day. They're actually really closely related. Our topic for the day, persona, which leads persona poetry, is a role or a character adopted by an author or actor. So it's literally a character created. And our tool, personification, is when you give these human qualities to a non-human thing. Like saying the bed is sad or the light is happy. And people get those mixed up a lot, don't they, Eric?
Yeah, sometimes. But a good way to tell the difference is a persona is the character, the identity, the voice that is speaking through the piece. Personification is the tool that we use to bring that character to life by giving it details, by giving it a backstory, by giving it emotions.
And one of the best ways to kind of build a persona poem is to think of our second tool for the day, empathy. See, empathy is the ability to recognize, understand, and share the thoughts of someone or something else. So it's literally to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Empathy is a little bit different than sympathy, right?
Definitely so. With empathy, you have walked in that person's shoes, so to speak. You've gone through that same experience and you're able to relate to it. But with sympathy, you weren't necessarily in their shoes. You didn't necessarily go through the same experience. But you can feel for that person and you can offer support.
So remember, sympathy is sharing a feeling. I feel sorry for someone. Empathy is literally saying, I can imagine how you would feel and I understand or attempt to understand your feelings. Our warm-up for the day actually deals with utilizing empathy, walking a mile in someone's shoes. So Eric, I want you to pick a random object in the room.
This water bottle.
Alright, now, I want you to pretend to be it. Think of these questions and write them down, and y'all will be doing this at home. What do you see, smell, hear, touch, and taste? How do you feel about the world? Take some time, write those things down, and walk a mile in some shoes.
So I picked my book bag, which I haven't used this whole time. So I feel lonely, used, but useless, but used. I smell food and Febreze. I hear music, rain, and the TV. I taste spilled perfume and lotion.
I have a controller. I always see his hands and his bottom lip and just rages all the time, and he used me wrong. I'm gonna break, man. I smell his sweaty hands when he playing Fortnite or 2K or Apex. But when he die, he gonna throw me. So I just can't malfunction on him. Well, I hear him clicking my buttons really, really loud, like he'd be smacking my buttons. And then I just hear him talking. I don't speak his language, so like, I guess I just don't like being thrown around, bruh. It's not cool, bruh. What if I just pick you up and throw you on the table, bruh?
It lights up. I don't know if you can see it.
Ooh, okay.
Hi, I'm a pineapple light. I hate that she doesn't use me because she's trying to save my battery. Like, just don't get me because she's so cheap.
I got some chips. Ooh. Okay, I'm ready. It's so hard to tell school, man. You don't even treat me right. So I burn her mouth so she can start treating me right. She be leaving me all on the counter. She don't even eat me for a snack or nothing. She crunch me up and she even throw me away. And it's so hard because I be killing her tongue. And she just leave me there. And when I saw her at the store, I knew she was gonna be the one. But she was gonna pick a whole other bag of chips. How could she do this? And she traded me for some ruffles. And I thought she was cool. And then she finally picked me when we went to the store. I'm a killer. I'm done.
I am a cup. I see a table and a plate. I smell wine as it pours. I hear forks and spoons as they touch the plates to cut the bacon. I touch people's hands as they put me into their mouths. And I taste their lips and their tongues as it goes down the throat. And how do I feel about the world? See, as a German, I love to explore, but I'm at the house, at the table, as the wind just Blows right past me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, the imagination that y'all are bringing to the way y'all are building these characters. I love this. I love this. Jonathan, yo, is it easy? Okay, so y'all is in y'all bag today, I see. So, y'all, how does it feel to speak or think as something else? Let me know, how was that exercise for y'all?
It was funny and it was fun to act as another character that's not yourself for once. That you ain't got to just be yourself all the time. You can do whatever with that character. Like, you can be funny, you can be sad, you can be mad. You can be anything you want with a character. And I just like that.
It was like having a different type of perspective. Not like a human type of perspective, but like an object. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like being a shoe.
Like, you probably don't feel the same way as like an object would feel, even though it don't really have feelings. But like, if you imagine it has feelings, you would probably like, dang.
Today, we're going to be focusing entirely on discussion. So it won't be much video of us, but definitely more of you guys talking in class. You're going to be researching the Spanish flu pandemic and doing some discussion questions about it. So we have some videos lined up for y'all, and there's some other material for the teachers in the companion guide. So we're really looking forward to seeing what you guys have and what you come up with from the discussion from today. And the burning cross said, "Hey boy, you ever seen a cross snap, crackle, pop Rice Krispie into a bowl of flames?" I said, "You ever seen a cross burning?" Nah, this ain't no crucifix. I be crucifixion. This ain't black skin, this brown boy bark, I bite, I burn, black crackle pop. You know, I used to be a proud thing. When I was constructed, I thought that they would put me up in the church like my mama and my daddy. You know, my pops was a pine and my mama was a redwood, and they crossed paths at Mount Joy Baptist Church. And they used to tell me that my great-great-great-great-granddaddy was an old rugged cross who lived on Calvary, and this man named Jesus was killed on him. And well, ever since then, people have been looking to my folks as a sign of salvation. Which brings us here to the front yard of Reverend Robert Hughes, Birmingham, Alabama, July 1959. You know, I didn't want to be burned like this. They said the Reverend was a good man with good intentions. I thought that they would hang me up in his church, but the white men in white hoods who constructed me, they don't hang crosses. No, they hang the bodies of poor colored folks on my cousin trees who wish they limbs wasn't so strong, who wish they limbs would just snap under the weight of unwanted passengers instead of being crooked caskets, carrying them closer to God. We don't call my cousin trees killers. No, we call them cursed couriers, forced to bear the burden of strange fruit, forced to beckon forth unwanted burials. You know, sometimes I think it better to be burned. I just die up here slowly. I strike fear into all who see I be the ultimate contradiction. A raisin in the sun, a dream deferred, the brightest light in the darkest of circumstances, burning cross. Be black boy watching white supremacist burn his body, his being to the ground the harder. We fight for freedom the more. My sibling crosses, they burn, they burn, they burn. In the front yards of desegregated schools and well-meaning individuals, you know what will come of me when the fire's had its fill. Some of me will become ash. I will seep into the soil as my family mourns over my charred remains still. Some of me will become smoke. I will cling to everyone who ever knew me, hoping to remain in their memories still. some of me will become heat. And like heat, I will rise. I will rise, I will rise, I will rise like that man they said they killed on my great-great-great-great-granddaddy. You know, they say in 3 days he rose from the dead, and like him, like heat, I will rise. I will rise to the heavens in all my glory, and I just hope that y'all will tell my story.
What y'all notice? What y'all see?
I think this piece uses empathy by using like black people being burned to ashes and stuff like that. Like most of us that are people of color would understand that in a way because that's still going on today. You know?
Absolutely. Prostitute, excellent catch. He put himself in that perspective, and from him putting himself in that perspective, he showed us the parallels within our time as well. Excellent.
What were some examples of personification?
He was talking about he thought he was gonna go to the church and be like his mother and his dad, but they used him to they started Birmingham.
That's a great example that Harmony used there, because like she was saying, crosses don't have parents. They don't think they're going anywhere. So it was human qualities.
And what was like your favorite part of the piece? Like, what's something that really moves you, that really stood out, that maybe changed your perspective on something? What was y'all's favorite part of the piece?
When he said, "I'll rise," that was my favorite part.
What did it make you feel?
Like you can't lose hope just yet.
When you said they put on the white coat and then they burn you down, that actually happened. That's why it was called Birmingham instead of Birmingham.
It was the dream deferral part, because I knew a lot about it, so I knew where it was coming from.
How people were burning to ashes and stuff like that. That really spoke to me because like that actually happens in this world. Like it's not like something that will be fiction or anything or fake. It actually happens. So like I'm just like, ooh, dang.
History is wild, man. Reality is stranger than fiction. Believe it.
Excellent work. Thank you for another awesome workshop with Bloom City. Today we learned about persona versus personification. Persona being the identity, personification being the way you bring that identity to life.
And then after that, we really dove into empathy versus sympathy. With empathy being when you're understanding someone's feelings versus sympathy when you're feeling for someone. The difference between those two is important when it comes to our perspective for today, right?
And remember that our perspective for today was being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to speak from someone else's point of view.
All right, y'all, thank you for tuning in to part 1 of Persona Poems. Next episode, we're going to get into finishing up those Persona Poems. But today, we enjoyed this lesson of Bloom City, and we'll see you next time. Go ahead and wave it out, cohort.
See y'all later, BCC.
See y'all later, BCC.
Want to share your work with the Bloom City crew? Email us at theflourishalabama@gmail.com or message us on Instagram or Facebook at theflourishalabama.
Bloom City Gang.